Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Dawn Chorus. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and, get the newest version earlier, then you can go to their Patreon, and it's $3 a month. Or you can do higher. Who knows? So, last Let's Play, we restarted the game to do Klaus's Woot, which involved big werewolves. And now there was an update between last time and this time, because I did it in February, now it's June? Heck, time flies. But, sorry, what is your name? Devin. Sorry. We're going to meet you later so that we can, hang out with the spooky other character. I think. Okay, I'll see you later then. I can wait for you. With the food, though, I'm not that hungry yet. We could eat together if you want to. I'll hurry up, so you don't have to wait too long. Sure, I'll wait for you in the cafeteria. Is that text moving a bit too fast? Okay, yeah. Boop. I leave Devin at the terrace and go back to the warm guest house. Ah, much nicer. Even without a coat on, it's way colder out there than I'd like. I'm not sure if that's a typo. I'm just going to print screen. I unbutton my coat and direct my steps to the cafeteria, wondering who I might find there. Some of the students, for sure, took the food with them and went to eat somewhere else, but I hope I'll see at least a few familiar faces there. There are fewer people here than I expected. Looks like almost everyone preferred to eat in their rooms or somewhere else, because I only see Rune and Jorgen here from the students I know, both sitting at the same table. So I was right, it was Jorgen that I saw walking with Rune. When did they befriend each other, though? To the right of the entrance is a table with food, maybe a dozen plates, still waiting for hungry students. Looks like each of us got 2 sandwiches and a slice of some cake. Small bottles of still water are standing in rows next to the plates. I don't plan to eat it now, but I take 2 plates for me and Devin anyway, in case if someone else would assume nobody wants that food anymore and take them. I might actually pause this because, I'm pretty sure that this is the route to go and get the character we're going for, but I'm not 100% sure. Superb. Okay, sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure that this was the route, and it is. So let me readjust my face because I forgot to do that. And sorry, I'm an unprofessional woofy. Putting 1 plate in each paw, I approached Rune and Jorgen, talking vigorously to each other. Hey, can I join you? Oh, Dark. Sure. Oh, Dark, sure. Feel free to. Rune looks at me with a slight surprise, but seems happy to invite me to their table. I hope I didn't interrupt them or anything. What were you talking about? Turns out, we're both fans of the same writer. Can you believe that? I could. I mean, he might be the best known Japanese writer in the West. There's nothing surprising about that. I'm just trying to be enthusiastic about that, Jorgen. You could try that too sometime. But anyway, I didn't finish. The thing I liked most about the book was the slow dissolution of reality. Dissolution? The halfway point of the book, when the dream and reality become one. Indistinguishable. Oop, sorry, I accidentally double tapped. That was the moment when I knew I was reading something very special. Interesting. What did you think about the scene in the ghost town on the mountain? The meaning of it isn't easy to grasp, but I imagine that it means something else to every reader. Perhaps the main character retreats into himself to confront his desires? Or maybe it's a transitional place between this world and another. Either way, it functions like a mirror in which the reader can see themselves, just as the main character is confronted with his own ego. So basically, the show Lost. I watched a couple of, well, somebody beside me was watching a couple of episodes, and I just fit it on my computer and briefly listened to it. What writer are you talking about? Maybe I know him too? Haruki Murakami. He's a fiction writer, and sorry I have a phone call here, but it's fine for me to call him back. Although you probably guessed this much from the conversation. I don't think so. Sorry. By the way, Dark, why did you have 2 plates with you? You that hungry? Yes, I need to keep my stamina up for all that swimming. I'm sure there's still students who haven't come for the food yet. I think you should wait at least until the cafeteria is empty. That is something I do hate doing personally, where it's like, okay, I've eaten my food, and I kind of want more food or more dessert, but it's like, hey, can you guys get food now so that I can get extras? Or something like that. I'm not fat, I'm actually quite skinny. Oh, maybe not skinny anymore, but well built. You know, bodybuilder stuff. Oh, no, 1 plate is for me, and the other's for Devin. I'm waiting for him here. Waiting for Devin? Why? So, you remember the situation with my room? Rune and Jorgen both nod slightly, and I continue. So I asked Devin if I could stay in his room tonight, and he agreed. Rune seems to be processing what I just said, and it's taking him some time. Why Devin? I could take you in. I only have 1 bed. I couldn't take you in. I only have 1 bed. I think that you have only 2 beds in your room. Is that right? Is that... You only have 2 beds in your room. Is that Jorgen? Correct. But I don't believe there are any other options. I just thought I'd like to get to know him better. We've chatted today a few times, and he turned out to be a much different and much more approachable person than I thought he was. Well, you should know that even more than I. That's true. He's a sweetheart once you get to know him, and, you know, don't do anything weird like, you know, sniff his tank top. Only weird people do that. Just, please, don't act like you're trying to befriend him, and then leave him alone, please. Why would I do that? Rune seems genuinely concerned and wants to hear from me that I won't. I'm not planning to do that. Don't worry. All good then. Oh, is that basically being the thing where I hang out with him just so I could get to do Klaus's route, and then I kind of, I don't know, who knows. But I interrupted your conversation. Don't mind me. I didn't want to bother you. Not really. We were already done with the food, so we were just getting up and leaving. Oh, okay then. Don't let me stop you. We'll talk another time, Dark. Have a good night. And you too. Night, Dark. Good night, Jorgen. Jorgen and Rune continue to the door, talking. I would never guess those two would befriend each other. They're polar opposites when it comes to their personalities. If I had to hang out with any of them, like, those two would be at the top of the list. Like, oh, let's start with him. Rune's a nice guy, chill, hot, and all that stuff. But then there's Jorgen. Oh, so let me just... Okay, I have the sound barrier up. But then there's Jorgen, who seems like a cool person to be with. Like, kind of hard to befriend at first, but it's like, you know, this person's pretty chill. And they have a soft spot. Go in the cafeteria and see that I'm almost the last person still here. The other being a cat, facing away from me. They just finished their food and now stand up to leave. Wait, is that Klaus? Follow him. Hopefully I don't heck up Devin. As I stand up and approach him, he throws out his paper plate and leaves through the door. Remembering how quick he was, seemingly disappearing into thin air earlier in the forest, I break into a run. I'm here just in time to see his tail disappear in the door to the terrace. How does he do that? I can eat later. Now I need to catch him and get some answers. I run out through the door, zipping my coat mid-run, and look around for Klaus. He's not far away from me, walking off into the forest. Now, how is he not freezing out here with those clothes is beyond me. There's only one last telescope left in the terrace, and Devon isn't here at the moment. I run past it, jumping off the terrace and into the snow. Suddenly, Klaus turns around, noticing me, and sprints off into the woods. I doubt he's a faster runner than me, though. I'm taller than him, and he seems quite lanky. Oh, he's like tall Mario or something. But running in deep snow is really hard, and Klaus provides to be more agile than me, reaching the forest first and disappearing between the trees. Did I lose him again? Just when I'm ready to give up, I see his tail disappear behind one of the trees ahead of me. I lunge forward, but he's quicker than me, already a good few meters ahead. Where is he even going? Why am I even chasing him? Wait! Leaning against a tree, I'm panting heavily. Running a distance this short shouldn't tire me out, but the snow makes running much harder. I can't chase him any longer. I don't even know where he ran off. For what? Suddenly, I hear Klaus's voice just behind me. Why were you running away from me? Why were you chasing me? Good point. That's a good question. Although I never thought that he would actually reply to me. Because I couldn't catch you. Why are you following me at all, though? Nobody told you that it's rude to spy on others? I was curious, what were you doing out in the forest at this hour? And I actually just wanted to ask you, but you were too fast. Curiosity killed the cat. Do they add more expressions, or do they add a bunch of expressions for this route? You know? It's true that felines tend to be pretty nosy, but he is a cat here, not me. Though tigers are classified as big cats, right? I don't really mind telling you, though. It's no secret. Right now, I'm just out for a walk. I found an interesting place, and I wanted to visit it again. As you're here anyway, care to join me? This might be the only chance I get to see what he's up to. Well, fine. I mean, what place do you mean? Is it far away? Too many questions, Dark. Now leave the poor tree alone and come with me, or don't. I turn around to see that I left some claw marks in the tree I was leaning on. I should be more careful. It's good that it was a tree and not a wall. Klaus is already walking further into the woods. Hey, wait for me! I've been following Klaus into the deep forest for a while now. The darkness here is a bit unnerving. Klaus surely has better sight than me. I can barely see what's in front of me. I think cats would... Do cats have better night vision than dogs? I mean, I guess so. I'm not sure. I really hope he knows where he's going, because all the trees here look the same, and if not for the tracks we've been leaving in the snow, I'd have trouble coming back myself. We aren't lost, are we? Klaus? Do you always complain this much? I'm not complaining, I'm just concerned. Klaus doesn't say anything more, continuing to walk ahead. After another minute of trudging through the snow, we came out to a meadow. It's all bathed in the moon's pale glow, reflecting in the snow, covering everything in sight. There are several different trails of paw prints in the snow, going in many directions. Either Klaus was here several times already, or it's more of a known place. Wait, isn't this the meadow that I followed him to earlier? What's so special about this meadow? Look here, or there. He points to the edge of the meadow, but I don't see anything there, just more snow and rocks. Although, there's a rock that seems to be a bit too smooth. What is that? Instead of answering, Klaus starts walking towards it, gesturing for me to come closer too. I have many questions to ask him, but for now, I decide to play along and see where that will lead me. It's a tombstone. That explains the candle I saw here. Now only burned out remnant of it remains in the snow. I was walking around after lunch and stumbled upon this meadow and saw a candle burning in the snow. How weird is that? Of course I came closer to investigate, and I suspected him of doing some strange rituals here. He leans in and clears the snow from the tombstone. The inscriptions on it are mostly illegible, except for the deep-cut ones that say Jiggar, Meet Spokesler. I walk with the ghosts. We're silent for a while, just staring at the black letters. Who do you think is buried here? Want to dig it there and find out? That's what I'd like to know. Why was that person buried specifically here, in the middle of nowhere? Was this place significant to them? Or maybe they died here? What was their life like? Did they live nearby? I know nothing about that person, apart from this little inscription, and yet, for some reason, I feel a connection with them. You know, I spent most of my life in self-imposed solitude, and I always enjoyed the independence it gave me. But here, in this frozen middle of nowhere, maybe, for the first time, I feel like I want to get to know someone. And it's a dead man. Wow. All because of this tombstone here? Not really, but let's say that it was a catalyst. I started to think, what's left of whoever was buried here? Not in a literal sense, of course, but what is their legacy? Did they echo beyond their actual end, or simply fade into nothingness, forgotten? I did that gesture because like, echo! But, you know, different game and series. And so, I felt sympathy for this person buried here, walking with the ghosts. But, you know, there is a candle there, so it's probably that wolf guy, I think, maybe. I like the idea of being a wanderer who only perceives. I wish to have a step so light that my paws would leave no traces in the snow. But maybe I was just observing the wrong things, looking for meaning in the wrong places. If I don't press my paws into the snow, I'll experience its softness, hear what sounds it makes, know what it means. I only nod, not really following or knowing what to make of this. It's really cold out here, and we're just standing motionless. I'm slowly starting to freeze. I can barely feel my paws. That's fascinating, but how about we head back to the guest house? I can feel my blood freeze as we speak. We can go. I just want to visit this place once more before the end of the day. I nod in response, again shivering. Lead the way then. I have no idea how to come back from here. On it. Follow me. I thought I heard somebody knock on my door, but never mind. It's a weird experience. In more unusual circumstances, I'd probably be weirded out, but right now, I only want to be back at the warm guest house. Why didn't I move out to Chile or somewhere else? Well, I mean, I would assume that would be a hard thing to do, one, and number two, that's a mountainous region. I mean, I guess some places in Chile might be warm, but I would assume it'd be cold and, you know, hard to breathe and due to the weather. I bet I enjoy Patagonia, It sounds like a nice, warm place to live. Let me actually look at that. Patagonia. Place, not jacket. When I type it in, it's like Chile, Argentina, places with mountains and snow. Though I guess to a Norwegian person, oh yeah, Patagonia, it's the very tip of South America. I was like, that sounds familiar, and it was of a book I read about bad sea voyages and, you know. But anyways, it's cold. Suddenly, I remember the very reason I ran after Klaus. Say, we've met in this meadow earlier today, didn't we? When you were spying on me the previous time? Correct. Ouch. Okay, now I understand why he was running away from me. I'd probably do the same in his place. So, I thought I saw a wolf-like creature here. It'd be funny if it was like, you know what we are. You know your friend? The wolf? You mean the wolf-like creature? It was just this huge shadow emerging from the woods, and I panicked and ran away. But it wasn't any creature, am I right? Of course it wasn't any creature, silly. It was Dan. Dan? The wolf from the US who moved to a cabin out here. He knows us in the meadow, and he hasn't talked to anyone for a long time, so he just wanted to say hi. So he lives nearby? His cabin is next to that meadow. I could take you there tomorrow if you'd like to meet with him. Yes, visiting some strangers in the woods definitely sounds like a good idea. I've watched Cabin in the Woods, everything turns out fine. What was also the other one, Cabin Fever? Although, frankly, it wouldn't be my first stupid decision during this trip. Oh, so did you two talk? Quite a long time, actually. He's mostly the reason why I started to reconsider some of my choices. He's the first person I met that I could call interesting. That would hurt if I wasn't focused on not freezing at the moment, but I guess his idea of what makes a person interesting might be a bit unconventional anyway. He's a writer and moved here to live in solitude too, isolated from the world. We talked a lot about writing, and he may have helped me a bit close to the essence. He may have helped me a bit closer to the essence. I'm going to just put that one thing there and then print this screen too. The essence? I'm a writer too, and I'm looking for the essence of things. I blink in confusion. Surprisingly, his answers only prompt more questions. The more I ask, and the less I feel I know. So maybe I should stop asking for now. It's always funny doing those things where it's like, first you know nothing, then you know a bit, so you think you know a bunch, and then you find out how little you know about things. After a few more minutes, we finally walk out of the woods, just next to the guest house. Two figures are standing on the terrace, both pretty tall. One of them has a pair of antlers on the top of their head, so it's not hard to guess who it's Devin and Rune. Noticing us, they hop off the terrace and start walking in our direction. Dark, are you alright? I am. Everything's fine. Where have you been? You told me you were waiting in the cafeteria, but I couldn't find you anywhere. I had to bring Rune to help find you. Sorry guys, I sent you a few messages, but you didn't reply to any. I've completely forgotten about that. Of course he'd be looking for me. He's responsible for the students after all. I'm terribly sorry, Devin. I ran after Klaus, and I had no idea we'd spend this much time outside. I thought I'd be out just for a moment. My phone is always muted. Maybe I should change that habit. At least for the duration of the trip, if you're planning on repeating something like that again. I take out my phone to see I indeed have several unread messages. From Rune, and not only from him. I unmute my phone, humiliated. A little too late, though. Wait, why were you supposed to wait for a coach? I lost the key to my room. so I had to find another place to stay for tonight. But I couldn't find any, so Devin took me in. Oh, you can crash in my room. I don't mind. That's an excellent idea. Now I don't have to share my room with some sort of, what is it? Tank top sniffer. I couldn't think of the name of it. I was like, wife beater? Yeah, but not the best choice of words. I'm sure you'll feel better sharing a room with a friend, Dark. You have 2 beds in your room? Yeah, so it's not a problem. I have no say in this, do I? It's just for tonight anyway, right? If you don't mind, I'll get back to my room now. I want to get some rest before tomorrow. Sure, I'll be going too. Good night. See you tomorrow. Good night. Good night, Devin. What a coincidence that you needed a bed just when I was given a room with a spare one, don't you think? It doesn't seem weird. And I don't believe in coincidences, so it means that it was meant to be. I don't really understand your logic. But I already gave up on understanding, choosing to just go with the flow. Oh wait, my supper should still be in the cafeteria. Didn't we eat? Guess not. I was waiting with it for Devin. We were supposed to eat together. Klaus, squints his eyes, looking at me with a penetrating gaze. You really wanted to stay with him, didn't you? I just say not really. I just kind of wonders, like, is that too mean, or is that too much of a, like, ooh, I want to stay with Coach Kun or San. I'll go with this one. Klaus smiles, and this time it's a smile that reaches his eyes too. It feels as if the first thread of understanding is just woven between us. I'm glad to hear that, Dark. Not what you said, but what you meant. Can we go back inside now? I really miss feeling my paws. Sure thing. Snowflakes fall to the ground around us as we make our way into the guest house in silence, not really feeling the need to say anything. I still have a lot of questions, but those can wait. For now, I'm just happy to be back here. I think since it's kind of a scene change and we're back, we should probably call it. Also, I wanted to check whether or not a certain somebody might be doing some work on the ceiling again. For reference, it's... we're replacing the attic stairs. Boy, that was a real pain. Like stairs, ladder to the attic. And, yeah. But, yeah. Can we bring up Patagonia? Yeah, that should, let's put it, and never mind. I was like, but what about all those things up there that have all my links? Like, I don't want to show that. But basically, you type in Patagonia, tip of Africa. So, the end of this Let's Play. So comment, cause I like comments, so much you like, dislike, tips, or otherwise. If you like my YouTube and the links you grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out other videos to help grow, and please remember spaying your animals to help control the pet population. And if you're interested in playing this game, it's free on itch.io, but if you want to support the people that make this game, and or get the newest version earlier, or newer, then you can go to their Patreon, and it's $3 a month. And until next time, let's play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Don Chorus. So thanks and see ya.